I'm so excited too because today we are joined by not one, but two extraordinary talents. They're comedians, musicians, actors, and one of them is also a very accomplished cannabis farmer. Yes, I'm talking about Jim Belushi and his longtime friend and Blues Brother compatriot, Dan Aykroyd. Thank you guys
Ah,
both so much for joining us today. We're so happy to have you here.
thank you. Nice to be here.
It's all right. It's all
Absolutely.
right. The sync is off, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep, it looks like we've got Elwood Blues in the flesh. But let's start off by talking about Jim
It's swapped
Belushi,
too.
your cannabis farm here. So, you have a new reality show on Discovery that's kicked off. It goes inside of your longtime Oregon cannabis farm, your 93-acre farm. For anyone who hasn't seen Growing Belushi, tell us, what's it about?
Oh, growing Belushi is it's about me being an actor and a singer and a dancer and a writer and a director, and now I'm a farmer. I am. I got 93 acres in southern Oregon, and I decided to grow cannabis. It's like the new agriculture in Oregon because it's been legal. And I am. It's really about what I learn about the industry, what I learn about the plants, what I learn about myself. And there's music, there's Danny's in it, my sister-in-law Judy, my family comes. It's a family show in a weird way. It's not called growing cannabis, it's called growing Belushi. So there's a lot that I learned through this process. It's a beautiful show. I'm very excited about it.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like an absolute blast. And speaking of kind of those lessons you've learned, what is one of the most challenging things you've encountered since you started growing legal cannabis in 2015?
I am a cross between Elmer Fudd and Bill Murray in Caddyshack. What I've learned is that agriculture is inundated by pests, gophers, digger squirrels, grasshoppers, russet mites, aphids, too much moisture, and then there's going to be mold in the plant. I am like, I'm crazy. I see a grasshopper land on me, I go panic. I mean, it is a tough business, agriculture, but it's a beautiful, rewarding one too.
Now, Dan, or should I say Elwood Blues, we hear that you have made an appearance on the show as well. What has it been like watching Jim, your longtime friend, your Blues Brothers compatriot, get into this interesting new industry?
I've been a cheerleader for this enterprise since the beginning, just because I've seen so much benefit that CBD oil brought my dad. He was 98 and he was rubbing it on we were rubbing on his knees, his shoulders, and it put him to sleep at night. And just to the legal emergence of this now as an alternative to pharmaceuticals for pain relief is something that I wanted to get behind. So I approved my half of the license to go to Judy in service of this, and I have no formal interest in this commercially, but I'm a cheerleader. I believe that Judy and Jimmy are on to a wonderful worldwide crusade, truly a mission to create alternative um, for pain relief and for all kinds of things that we're finding cannabinoids do perform in service of the positive advancement of humankind psychologically and medically and emotionally.
Now, recently as well, speaking of the Blues Brothers franchise, which is, of course, celebrating its 40th anniversary this year, it did actually formally step into the cannabis industry, partnering together with Grassroots in where else but Chicago on a Blues Brothers branded cannabis strand. Now, this question might make more sense for Jim, but why did this partnership make sense?
Well, Grassroots, Mitch Kahn from Grassroots has built a tremendous business in cannabis as a cultivator and with dispensaries. And I've met with, and he's from Chicago. He gets it. He gets what I'm doing. We're very simpatico about the message. And Blues Brothers, particularly, not only does it belong in Illinois, the mother state of the Blues Brothers, but also Blues Brothers is a true brand of cannabis because it represents music and the joy music brings. It represents the mischievousness, the fun, and the most important thing is a mission from God. The medical enhancement that I can have, the pathway for veterans to get off of opiates, overprescribed patients, people with Alzheimer's, PTSD, veterans, just it also enhances creativity and food, the taste of food and the touch of your lover's skin. It also promotes feeling good, which promotes compassion and empathy. I mean, that's all in the wellness of cannabis. And Grassroots is the closest group of cultivators that I've found that feels the same way. And it's a natural partnership. And we're going to have a big day tomorrow opening in Skokie, their 15,000 square foot dispensary called Greenhouse. And we're all going to be COVID friendly, got a mask and socially, distance. And it'll be as fun as we can have.
Awesome, and we'll be looking to see about that. Now, as I mentioned, Blues Brothers is, of course, celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. What started 40 or more years ago as a skit between you, Dan, and Jim, your brother, John, became an unforgettable movie that has, of course, received high praise even from the Vatican. 40 years out, Dan, what is it that you think resonates with so many people for this film and this franchise?
I think the honesty of the artists who were involved at our great young age, in our mid-20s. We were earnest in our crusade to honor these wonderful, venerable African American performers, writers, and musicians, and kind of build a tribute stage to them, because that's who we grew up with. Otis Redding's guitar players, Steve Cropper and Duck Dunn, were the sort of backbone of getting us, setting us on the right path, and then having Aretha and James Brown and John Lee Hooker and all of these artists come on board willingly and enthusiastically, and Eddie Floyd in the second movie as well, and among other artists. That was really just satisfying, because we wanted to create this tribute, and they understood what we were doing, and they came on and approved what we were doing. So that approval was most satisfying.
Absolutely, and unfortunately, that is all the time we have today. Thank you both, Dan and Jim. Jim Belushi, actor and founder of Belushi's Farm, and actor Dan Aykroyd. Thank you again for joining us today.